our channel once again. So today, before I start the topic, let me remind you once again to subscribe our channel. So all these days, before I have started the topic, I have given you few sentences or few sets of sentences, right? But today I won't give you any sets of sentences. Rather, since it's pretty confusing, I was thinking for a long time to make this video. And to make this video, I am using the words for and since. Yes, remember, I am using here two words and these are for and since. Is it confusing? Okay, let me clear your confusion through this topic. And the name of the topic is since when and for whom. Yes, you have heard it right. The name of the topic is since when and for whom. So here we speak about how long using the words for and since, or you can say using the phrases for and since. Alright, first let me speak about for a period of time. Yes, we can use the word for a longer period of time. For example, they have been married for 6 months. Yes, you can see here I have used the word for, and here we have a period of a time, a longer period of time, that is 6 months. So let me repeat the example once again for you. They have married for 6 months. On the other hand, since is used for an exact point in time until now. For example, they have been married since March. Yes, you can see here in my first example when I talked about for, I have said they have married for 6 months. And when I am using the word since, I have said they have married since March. So you can see here the usage of for as well as the usage of since in two different examples. For is again used for a length of time. For example, for 10 minutes, for 1 hour, for 2 days, for a week, for 3 years, for a long time, etc. Whereas since is used for a specific point in the past. For example, since 10 o'clock, since Friday, since November, since 2013, since Easter, etc. Now let me talk about the forms of for and since. So first I'll speak about the positive form. In the positive form, it is made with have or has. Whereas in the negative form, it is made with haven't or hasn't. Or in other words, you can say have not or has not. It is when it is in negative form. Now let me give you the example of positive form. So, for example, I have worked for the company for 20 years. And now comes the second example, and that is I have lived here since 2012. So you can see here I have given you two different types of examples. The first example belonged to for and the second example belonged to since. Now let me give you two more examples related to for and since in the negative form. So the first example is we haven't seen her for ages. And now comes the second example. She hasn't been back to Shillong since 2009. So here again you can see two different types of examples using the words for and since. Now let me move on to the third form. And can you guess what's the third form is? The third form is question form. Yes, you have heard it right. The third form is question form. So let us see what we have here. Again, in this question form, I will give you few examples. So the first example, and that is, have you lived here for more than 2 years? The second example, have you known Jaya since last year? The third example, how long have you known him? And now comes the last or the fourth example, and that is, have you known Jaya a long time? Now, after we have seen the three forms, we will move on to something important, and that is we cannot use the simple present tense or the present continuous tense with for and since. Yes, remember that. We cannot use the simple present tense and the present continuous tense with for as well as since. For example, I know him for 10 years. What do you think? Is the sentence correct? No, the sentence is not correct. Rather, the correct sentence is I have known him for 10 years. Again, I'll give you one more example. So the second example is I am living here since 2002. And this sentence is also wrong. And the correct sentence is I have lived here since 2002. So you can see here the difference. I have given you two sets of sentences. One correct sentence, the other one is wrong sentence. Or you can say in other words, the first sentence was the wrong sentence and the second sentence was the correct sentence of that previous wrong sentence. Again, with the words like work and live, which describes permanent or temporary situations, we usually use for or since for a longer period of time. For example, I have worked for this company for 20 years. And the second example, I have been working here for a week. Again, if a particular situation is over, we use simple past tense plus the word for. Remember, with simple past tense, we are using for. For example, I worked for that company for 20 years and then I retired. So with this, we have come to the end of our today's topic, and that is since when and for whom. And before I wind up, once again, let me remind you to click the bell icon and subscribe our channel. Hope to meet you once again. Thank you.